We are surrounded by the chaotic, noisy expectations of normal social environments. But the quiet reality of the isolated individual often hides in plain sight, right in the center of the crowd. Society usually assumes that if you have no friends, you are shy, introverted, or harbor a deep character flaw. Chronic isolation is rarely an accident. It often stems from a series of specific psychological patterns, habits of thinking and perceiving that change how you interact with the world. Genuine connection can feel out of reach when your mind operates on a different internal logic than the people around you. Ultimately, chronic friendlessness reflects a clash between a highly independent mind and the everyday mechanics of traditional friendship. Our first point of friction is hyper-self-awareness, a state where the brain overanalyzes every social interaction, locking you in observation mode. Replaying conversations generates a mental tension others sense, creating a barrier preventing actual emotional bonding. That analytical nature feeds into a second trait, high social perception. This is the ability to instantly spot forced behavior, fake laughter, and attention-seeking drama. Recognizing the artificial performance of small talk, you might find it difficult to play along. You stop faking interest and refuse to offer the surface-level validation that most social circles require. The social world reacts to this honesty with confusion. People may misinterpret your silence as arrogance or view your independence as a sign of pride. This acute perception makes you real in a world relying on performance to maintain social harmony. Standard friendships function like Model A, relying on mutual dependencies. Model B represents emotional self-reliance, regulating feelings internally. Because you rarely ask for assistance, standard social support finds nowhere to attach to your life. This self-reliance often pairs with low social conformity. This is a high level of individualism, where you naturally resist mimicking the behavior of the group. In group settings, you question accepted rules and think independently. While others move together, you often find yourself stepping back to maintain your own perspective. Blunt honesty earns respect, but it rarely facilitates closeness. Humans are biologically wired to bond through shared commonalities rather than differences in opinion. By remaining self-contained and strictly independent, you remove the very vulnerabilities that usually hold people together. The final friction point is alexithymia. This is a difficulty in identifying or expressing emotions as they happen in real time. You understand logic and reliability. You can offer concrete help, but you may struggle to project the emotional warmth that others expect. This chart explains the processing lag. You feel the emotion, but you process it privately. By the time you are ready to share it, the social window has expired and the moment has passed. People eventually drift away because social connections require them to feel emotionally seen rather than just logically supported. Isolation is a gradual erosion. It happens through tiny patterns, delayed replies, withheld emotion, and a quiet refusal to conform until the connection snaps. These patterns suggest a mind that has become too self-aware and too precise for a social world that runs on emotional noise. Standing alone is a reflection of a mind that values absolute truth over the comfort of belonging. This isolation is the result of a personality that refuses to be diluted just to fit into spaces that were not designed for it. You cannot fake a connection that isn't there, and you shouldn't have to compromise your nature for the sake of a crowd. Understanding your wiring allows you to stop asking why you are alone and start realizing that very few people are built to handle a personality this specific.